Close the door, please. Welcome, everyone. Let's wait for a few people to file in, as in anyone to file in. A very impromptu live stream, but it's because the Canucks won. So let me just get this going. Yes, and we'll give everyone a chance to file in here. While you're here, put your thoughts on today's game. Let's see here. Welcome, everyone. Type in your thoughts on today's big win. We will get started in about 2 minutes, everyone. Thanks for being here. I just want to share this out on social media so people can actually find this because it wasn't scheduled. It is impromptu. But I've been promising that I would stream as soon as the Canucks win, and they won, which is awesome. Let me just share this to Twitter, and then we will be good to go, my friends. Thanks for your patience. Continue to type in. Continue to type in your thoughts on the game, who gets your thumbs up, all those type of things, and I'll be with you and giving you my undivided attention in a minute. Come join us to chat Canucks. Okay, I think we're good. All right, we will start in 30 seconds. All right, welcome everyone for this impromptu live stream. Yes, we will be doing 2 streams today. Jogpal, that's what happens when I'm excited when the Canucks win. So I'm just pulling up all the stats right now, and then we can start talking about this game. Welcome everyone. I am Canuck Clay. I am the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take on one take. It's my post-game live stream for Sunday, January the 16th, on a day where the Vancouver Canucks defeated the Washington Capitals 4-2. My favorite score, as you guys know, is 4-2, and it's the first win of their tough 5-game road trip. They're 0-3. Now they are 1-3, so maybe they can still end this road trip off 2-3. Then it's not so bad. I'm not going to lament the Florida, Tampa, and Carolina losses. We are going to talk specifically about today's win. So you can type anything you want in the chat though, but I will not actually be, I don't know, I'll be looking at your comments, but not yet. I'm going to talk for about 5 to 10 minutes first, and then I will throw to your questions. So you can chat for sure, but I might, no guarantee that I'm going to see it, to be honest with you, because I want to get through what I want to get through first, and then I will answer all of your questions. So first off, thanks to the moderators. I didn't ask a lot of moderators to be here. The moderators didn't even know. I didn't know I was going to be streaming until the Canucks won. So I see Chris in here, Justin. I want to give a shout out to Justin for 2 reasons as we get started. Justin celebrated his 34th birthday yesterday, which is awesome. And for those of you with me on Friday Night Live, we actually were able to have Justin on Zoom while he went from 33 to 34 years old. So once again, happy birthday, Justin. But at the same time, and I think I can share this because I know Justin would appreciate the prayers and the thoughts, and he shared this openly and publicly that Justin lost his grandfather earlier this morning. So kind of a bittersweet start to his 34th year. Yes, he is blessed with good health, and Justin's a wonderful person. Yet at the same time, he learned the sad news. It wasn't unexpected, but still sad nonetheless. So Justin, yes, hopefully that was fair what I just said. Happy birthday, and thoughts and prayers definitely for you and your family. Yes, a lot of love to Justin. He deserves it. So moderators, in advance, thank you. I want to give a shout out and thank you to my sponsors, Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. The link is in my description, performandtransform.ca/CanuckClay. I'm still 15 pounds down, so I haven't gained it back, which I'm grateful for. I've modified my program with them, but still working out every day. The big change is I don't have to send my trainer food pictures every day now, which is a bit of a relief, but thankfully I haven't gained any weight back yet. So thank you, Van City thank you, Perform and Transform. And thank you also to Van City Experts Real Estate Group, Jason Lim and his team. Jason, a big supporter of this channel always. Want to give a shout out to also the Gassy Jack Art, maker of the awesome artware, and to Monkey Nine Brewing, my eternal sponsor. Shout out to my members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, hero members nucksfan number 29 and Carol Bovenlander, and Hall of Fame members Jens95, simalexander, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, Shannon Hollingworth, Hsmfangirl Gaming, and my two newest ones, smoovegroove and Funk. Funk, I just realized used to be Travis Green, I believe. So thank you to all of you members, as well to Franchise and All-Star. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or in my videos on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Don't forget Franchise and Up. We are doing our Zoom call at 8:30 p.m. tonight. And one other thing about members, I have both a members Ask Me Anything vlog and a regular Ask Me Anything vlog. Usually I do those on Sunday, but because of this stream, the Zoom call and the regular stream tonight, I'm going to record the Ask Me Anythings later tonight and then have them ready to go for tomorrow instead. So Ask Me Anything, I will publish that vlog tomorrow and not today. Okay, and finally, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. I do not take you for granted, and I'm so glad that you are here. You guys know that I think we have the best community here on YouTube, best Canucks community here on YouTube, and that's all because of you, whether you're a subscriber, a member, or both. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like this video. Like the fact that we're together on a Sunday afternoon. Like the fact that the Canucks won. Like the fact that that we're back on in the win column. Like the fact that Bruce Boudreau wins in his return to Washington. Like the fact that Pettersson scored 2 goals today. So let me talk about a few things real quick. Wow, JDAC is watching from Lebanon. That's awesome. And no problem, just stay for as long as you can. And yes, thoughts and prayers to Justin for sure. And yeah, really quickly, I'll just share a few things about the game, and then we'll get to your thoughts about the game. Probably won't go for a full hour. Maybe we'll go for about 45 minutes. We won't do an Ask Me Anything. We'll save that for tonight's live stream, but we can talk about this game specifically. And I think what I'll do is I'll pull up, this is what I'll do. I think I'll pull up some of the stats that we can kind of look at together, just as let's do that. Let's look at the stats together. Okay, I haven't seen these yet, so we'll be looking at this together. So shots and goal pretty much even, 33-32 for the third straight game. The Canucks dominate in the face-off circle, so that's always something that they've been really good at. Here's the biggest thing, you guys, for me. Yes, that penalty kill wasn't the best. They went 0 for 2, or Washington went 2 for 2. When you have guys like Ovechkin and Backstrom and I guess Tom Wilson on the power play, tough to stop. But the most important thing is the Canucks got 2 of their own goals. And I think that's the biggest thing is in the first 3 losses of this road trip, they went 0 for 3, 0 for 2 on the power play against Florida, Tampa, Carolina, whereas Florida, Tampa, Carolina all scored 1 goal, power play goal each in their games. For this one, kind of strange, but this one, the opposition gets 2 goals instead of just 1 on the power play, yet we get 2 of our own. So it kind of negates their 2 big things. So let's look. We know that Miller had a good game with 2 points. Pettersson had 2 points. Horvat had 2 points. And we just kind of look. Then I always look at these shots on goal and hits columns, kind of scan through. So JT Miller, 4 shots, 2 hits. We also see Pettersson, 4 shots, which is nice. So look at this. All the players, Canucks players, the forwards were registering hits, which is pretty good. Then you look at quick time on ice. Chason was a low man at 8. Oh, Podkolzin only at 7. Kind of surprised by that. But then, I'll talk about the lines in a second. And then you look on the defense, Quinn Hughes with 2 assists. By the way, I have Hughes, Miller, Besso. I have Hughes, Miller, Besser, Pettersson, and Demko on my keeper pool, so I'm pretty happy about that. And then, sometimes we see massive numbers here. Burrows with 4 hits. I thought he had a rough game, but I see him with 4 hits there. Surprised there's no hits here. Oh, 2 hits from Myers. And then Burrows only had 9 minutes of ice time. So that means, of course, the big 3, Ekman Larsson, Hughes, and Myers all have about 24 to 25 minutes of ice time. So a quick look at the stats. One other thing I want to show you guys real quick, and then I'm going to turn it over to your questions. This is a great site. It's called Natural Stat Trick, naturalstattrick.com. And this is for if you like advanced stats. When I talk about possession numbers, there's one thing called where you go Canucks on ice. And I want to show you these 3 categories: Corsi for, Corsi against, and Corsi percentage, Corsi for percentage. What Corsi is it measures how many shots the Canucks produce when you're on the ice versus how many shots the opposition produces when you're on the ice. So I'll show you how this works. When Brock Besser was on the ice, the Canucks generated 27 shot attempts. Now, it could be shots on goal, block shots, shots that missed the net. So it does include block shots. There's another stat called Fenwick, which takes out block shots. It's a tiny bit more accurate, but Corsi is more widely used. So when Besser was on the ice, 27 shots for the Canucks, and the Canucks only gave up 9. So that means 27 out of 36. That's 3/4, 75%. So that's what the 75% number is. So this makes sense. Besser, Miller, and Pearson have Corsi numbers of 75%, 75%, 74% because they are one line, right? These 3 guys were one line tonight. So it makes sense that their number is very, very equivalent, 75, 75, 74. And remember, we're looking at 5-on-5, even strength, because power play and penalty kill, that would obviously skew the numbers a bit. So we see that Luke Schenn, Ekman Larsson, and Myers also had good Corsi numbers. And then here's the second line of Pettersson, Hoglander, and Horvat. They were a little bit lower, but then you can also look on the opposite side. So we see that Highmore, Lammikko, and Mott actually struggled today. They're in the 40% range, as well as Chason and Podkolzin and Dickinson. So our bottom 2 lines struggled when it came to possession, whereas our top 2 lines did very well. So that's a quick description on what Corsi is. I hope that makes sense. And finally, before I get to all of you, of course, I also like Demko's game as well. I thought he was excellent. And what I didn't like, Connor Garland now in COVID protocol. So with Garland in COVID protocol, the Canucks made 2 changes. They still went with Miller, Besser, Pearson, as you just saw. Then the second line now was Horvat with Petey and Hoglander, not Garland. Fourth line became our third line, or however you want to look at it. Mott, Lammikko, and Highmore stayed together. And then our fourth line was Dickinson, Podkolzin, and instead of Hoglander, Chason came in. So that was the big difference up front. And then on the blue line, you still have Oliel and Myers. You had Hughes playing with Pullman, and then Schenn dropped to the third pairing, and then Kyle Burrows replaced Brad Hunt. Okay, I know you guys have a lot of comments going in the comment section, which is great, in the chat. You guys, do me a favor, like this video as we get started now, and I'll get to all your questions. But there's 62 of you in here, which is awesome, on an impromptu stream, but only 19 likes. So let's get up to about 30 or so. You know my patented formula. Well, it's not very patented, and it's not very hard to figure out. There's 62 people in here. I love 31 likes. Just a chance for us to celebrate that we are together. The Canucks win the only game on the NHL schedule, and they creep back closer to 500. Now they are 1 game under 500. They are at 17, 18, and 3. 37 points in 38 games. Back when this road trip started, I said the Canucks need to go 28, 17, and 3. Now they've given away 3 of those losses, but 1 win. So technically, they still got to go 27-14-3 in their final 44 games. 27-14-3 to get to 94 points. Not easy, but not impossible. 27-14-3. Okay, let's get to your questions now. And welcome, Hockey Arcade and Coins. Good game from a Capitals fan. Yeah, no, Washington is a really good team. I would say they're better with the Canucks than the Canucks for sure, but we have to play a really good game today, actually. Okay, let's get to your questions. Type them in the chat, and I will answer them. Let's probably go to about 2:20, 2:30. We'll wrap up by 2:30 for sure. Kevin, hey Clay, hear me out. Remember at the beginning of the season when Pettersson was on Huff and Bruff and said he's eliminated all the distractions like social media and gaming? Yes, Kevin. I know you got to wait 20 seconds before you type again. But yes, I'll continue to read your comment. But I did listen to that interview where Pettersson said that he was going to try and cut out all distractions. Riley Clay, I saw the video with you and your sons booing like crazy. Booing like crazy. Oh, that was that was when we recorded a bunch of stuff for NHL.com. Cole, Ovechkin got 7 shots today. Do you think that it might be a problem when we play Edmonton if we can't stop our opponent's big stars? Cole, yeah, great question, Cole. Ovechkin did get 7 shots. A couple of them were dangerous, but not all of them were. I think if Demko sees them and he doesn't have a big defenseman blocking his way or trying to block the shot or tip the shot, I think generally Demko stops those shots. So no, a great question, but I don't worry so much about the 7 shots. Coach Rob, it's a hat trick day today. Yes, this stream, members Zoom at 8:30 and normal 10 p.m. stream. Indeed. So between now and 8:30, I thank goodness I went to church earlier today. I got a bunch of work I got to crank through. That's why I'm going to save my Ask Me Anything vlogs, record them tonight after my stream in advance to launch tomorrow. But yes, it is a Canuck Clay hat trick today for sure. Kevin, that hasn't helped. What if the Canucks encourages those again? Maybe it was a way to get a mental break from it all. I see what you're saying, Kevin, is instead of Petey taking a break away from social media, is get back on it, and maybe that was part of his routine. I'm totally willing to hear you out, Kevin. That's an interesting thought. But I also think, Sean, if you dance like that one more time, I'm going to bring you in here. Sean's trying to distract me. But Kevin, I think the one thing though is if he's on social media and he's not playing well, is there going to be a lot of rampant criticism for his play? What's wrong with PD? And could that make it even worse? So I totally have time for your opinion. I'm not sure if that's the best though, but let's see what happens over the next few games. But it was very encouraging today for sure. Pettersson's game with the 2 goals. And I put a pull out on Twitter. I said, be honest. I said when on his first goal, when he kind of double clutched and he faked before he scored, I said, how many of you were yelling that he should have scored, that he should have shot the first time? So I put that pull out. Yeah, my exact words were this. Right before Pettersson scored, were you yelling at him to shoot before he did a stick fake? And then 65% of you said, yes, I was yelling. Marcus, why didn't PD try and score on the empty net? Marcus, he didn't get a chance. I don't remember the puck truly being on his stick because the Canucks were defending. And then when it got out, he did chase it down. But by the time he got the puck, he was in the corner. And instead of trying to do a wraparound and lose the puck, he tried to kill some time. So I think that was a good, unselfish play by PD. Derek Clay, good to see Canucks win. What are the chances that games on the Canucks' upcoming homestand will be postponed? Derek, great question. I think it completely has to do with what kind of instructions, restrictions, announcements Dr. Bonnie Henry makes this Tuesday, right, in advance of the next restrictions, either extension or ending. My gut feeling is that the NHL doesn't want to lose any more games. My gut feeling is that the homestand will go on. I hope so, because I'm going to that Canucks Florida game, but not just for me. I do think it's going to go on. Debut Hunter, distractions could also mean hockey life balance. Everyone needs an escape, a way to unwind. Otherwise, your one focus weighs too heavily and you cannot recover and revisit with a fresh focus. Debut Hunter, that's very wise. You are a wise person. Well, I know that because I trade messages with you outside of here. But that's a really, really good, yeah. And it's up to every individual how other things, non-hockey things, would basically lead to distraction or less distraction, balance, not balance, all those things. I like thoughts on the fourth line taking second unit power play time in the third. I think that was more of I want those guys out when the power play ends because Washington is going to press for a goal. So I was okay with that. Kai, during the intermission, they mentioned how there was some talk today that Hoglander could have been a scratch if Garland didn't test positive. I know it's early, but it seemed like Bruce trusts him. Yeah, though Hoglander had a really good game. He got 14 minutes, and he got his stats right across the board. 1 assist, +1, 1 shot, 2 hits, 1 block. And Hoglander and Podkolzin were, yes, I know 2 games ago, Hoglander only had 9 minutes of ice time. So we'll see. I actually missed that chat in their intermission, but that's an interesting theory. Some talk today that he could have been a scratch. Could have been, but we don't know for sure. Interesting. Then I guess that would make sense. You just put Garland in that spot, and then Hoglander was a scratch if they wanted to get Chase on in. Oh, looks like we have a new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing, Ryan. Appreciate you. Hello, Carol. Nice to be here. Some hellos to Carol. What Canucks player made you laugh? I don't know if anyone made me laugh. Although today, what I did notice is Ekman Larsson is really good going between the legs, even in traffic. And then, I don't know if you guys remember this, about 5 minutes left, Ekman Larsson went between his legs out of the corner and passed it to Myers. And then Myers tried to do a fancy move too. And then even Garrett and Shorthouse were saying that's not the time to be trying fancy plays in front of your own net, trying to protect a 1-goal lead. So that kind of made me laugh a little bit today. Was I think Myers got some confidence after seeing Ekman Larsson do it, and then he couldn't do it. It wasn't that funny. I thought it was funny though. Arsenal, nice to see you. Clay, thoughts on Pullman and Pearson's game today? I thought they were fine. I thought Pearson was really good, actually. He had an assist. That line with Miller and Besser was quite dominant. I was talking about the possession stats. I'm not sure if you saw. We're here for that earlier, Arsenal. So that was good. And then Pullman, 19 minutes, no stats, no points, no penalty miss, no shots, no hits. So, okay, so maybe Pullman wasn't as noticeable, but I'd rather notice Hughes and not Pullman when they're together. Good question. Good question. Thumbs up, Pettersson getting 2 goals. Yes, absolutely. Justin has tickets to the Florida game too. Okay, well, hopefully we can both be there then. You think Tippett will get fired? Not after Ken Holland's recent remarks, race fans, so maybe not. Are you rooting for the 49ers or the Cowboys? I don't care, TFK Louie, but for the pools I'm in, I'm going for the 49ers. But I used to love the Cowboys. Tony Dorsett and the cheerleaders. Shannon, I thought Petey played very well in the game. Really, all the Canucks played great. Yes, and like a team, I agree with you. They had a really good game. Always worried, 3 straight losses, back-to-back, but they played very well today. I was very impressed. Although Washington was pressing in the third. With Halak out for COVID, do you think Demko plays versus Nashville? I lie, absolutely yes. Because after the Canucks play against Nashville on Tuesday, I believe they don't play again until Friday at home against Florida. So I think Halak would be eligible to play then. But the fact that, yeah, it's a day off in between. I mean, not a day off. They still practice. So it's a day between games. I could see Demko playing Nashville, Demko playing Florida, and then Halak getting one of St. Louis or Edmonton. The Canucks don't have any more back-to-backs till the end of the month, which is nice. So it's always a day in between games, except for the next after Nashville. It's 2 days as they travel home. So it'll be Demko versus Nashville for sure. Justin, do you think the Canucks would now be 1 point behind Edmonton? Did you think the Canucks would now be 1 point behind Edmonton, considering they're 14 points ahead of us with 2 games in hand when Boudreau got hired? No. So it's a combination of the Canucks are 9-3-1 under Boudreau now, and Edmonton sucks. They've lost 6 in a row. Yes, Lucas, impromptu because the Canucks won. I was going to say, I've been saying that for this road trip, as long as I'm not going to do an impromptu live stream if the Canucks win and I'm scheduled to do a live stream on a home game or like I'm not going to do an impromptu live stream at 9:30 if I'm going to stream at 10. But tonight there's enough of a gap. I was ready to go yesterday, but they didn't win. And by the way, yeah, put this in the comments too. Do you, how should I say this? Do you guys think it looks bad when I was only going to stream when the Canucks win? My rationale is that it was kind of a motivation. Not that the Canucks are trying to win so I can stream for me, but rather it's a motivation that it's a double whammy, right? If the Canucks win, then another thing to look forward to, not only seeing the Canucks move up the standings, was that we can hang out for 45 minutes after the game. But then when they don't win, it's not because I don't like being with you, but there's less people in here, and the energy is always a little bit kind of more down, which is natural. So it worked out today because I had the afternoon free, and it doesn't cut into other things. But I am going to move my Ask Me Anythings to tomorrow. So I hope that made sense. Yeah, Myers was not expecting. So that's fine. That's fine. That's a good point. You're right. I was being a little bit harsh on him. Myers was not expecting that. Slump busters much? It was nice. Cole, after the Predators game on Feb 1, there are no games scheduled until the end of the month because of the Olympics. But now with the NHL players, can they reschedule some games? Yes, Cole, that's the plan. When the NHL and NHLPA negotiated the return to the Olympics last year, they also negotiated that if COVID wreaked havoc on the schedule, postponed a bunch of games, that they could use the 3-week break to make up games. So they absolutely will. They're going to use the 3-week break to make up games. And then if they still need to make up games, they have a clause where they can extend the regular season by 1 week at the end of April. So look for those two things to happen. But definitely the Olympic break in February, we'll see a lot more Canucks games as well. Filmer, what did the Canucks need to do to improve like these teams they played on this road trip? I simply think they're not talented enough, especially on the back end. Up front, you could argue our top 6 is, it's not the best in the league, but it should be up there. Top 9, not bad. And when our fourth line of Mott, Lamico, and Heimer's playing well, it's fine. Our forwards are fine, actually. But I think it's two things. I think it's improving our defense for sure, and it's improving our special teams because we saw how much of a difference it made. Right, every post game recap, I'm saying if the Canucks just got one power play goal, it's a difference maker. And look what happens when they get 2 power play goals. They win by 2. Not a surprise. Arso, also Clay, what was the reason for the slow mode being on? Did something happen? Arso, great question. And this is actually a technical question that I always have slow mode on for all my live streams. But because this one was my first impromptu one when I didn't even schedule it, I had to, it's basically in Streamlabs, I use a second set of settings. I had to redo some settings today for this particular live stream. So slow mode has always been on in my regular streams. I have a 20-second buffer between messages. Maybe you've never had to experience it because you don't do rapid fire. And because it's always been on and I use the same settings every Wednesday, every Sunday, you never get a notification at the very top that slow mode is on. But because this was done under different settings, I had to reset the slow mode for this. But the next time I do an impromptu one, I'm guessing that it has slow mode on already. I hope that makes sense, Arcel. Justin, is Myers... No, and generally people in my streams are really, really good. We don't have to really moderate a lot or ban or enforce slow mode. Great question, though. Justin, is Myers this season version of Edler last season for us? Will he score this season? Well, technically, I would say Ekman-Larsson's game is more like Edler, to be honest with you, not just because they're both Swedish and wear the same number. But yeah, I'm surprised. Myers does activate a lot. He does create a lot, both good and bad. I think Myers has had a good season, actually, but I'm surprised he hasn't been scoring. Trevor, is there any player you would switch for Rathbone or Bailey? Yeah, I'd bring Rathbone in as my third pairing D-man over Hunt and Burroughs any day of the week. And I think they should. He was out for a little bit. He's starting to play again in Abbotsford. I think he should come up. Bailey, no, I wouldn't put Bailey in. I don't think he brings anything else. He's fast, but I don't think he brings anything more than comprehensively than any of the guys in there right now. So I bring Rathbone in, but I wouldn't bring Bailey in. All right, so how would you feel if we were to lose to both Nashville and Florida? Playoff chances done. Yeah, if we come home 1-4, that's pretty tough. And I'm not going to write this team off completely, but our window, which was already small, is continuing to shrink for sure. They are tough games. Reaction, why wasn't Halak our backup tonight? Yeah, he's in COVID protocol, Reaction Club. Fillmore, do you think this road trip got the team back in game shape after all that time off? Yeah, and I actually think they've been fine in the games. Well, they haven't been fine, but they've played well. They haven't looked tired to me. They've been putting in the effort, but they've been playing some really tough teams for sure. You know, Florida, Tampa, Carolina, Washington is a lot tougher than the teams we were playing, Seattle, LA, Anaheim, etc. Pullman, 1 block and 1 takeaway. Okay, yeah, I didn't get all the way there. Carol, Justin, I am so sorry for your loss. Awesome. Thank you, Carol, for sharing that with Justin. Riley, if the Coyotes Tempe deal falls through, do you see them moving to Quebec or Atlanta? I see Houston as the number 1 option, then Quebec. Love the love for Justin in here. Well deserved. Gmod, no Clay. You do so much for the Canucks community, buddy. You do you. Oh, thank you. I'm 5 minutes behind. So you were talking about, does it look flaky or whatever if I decide to only stream when the Canucks win? And only if the Canucks win and it makes sense in the schedule. I guess that goes without saying. Thank you, though, for that, Gmod. Arso, no Clay makes more sense if they win because then we're all in a good mood. Yes, I agree. Streaming on wins makes sense. Hard to keep the positivity when you lose. Thank you, TFK. Lucas, are you expecting the Oilers to slip further and further? I am, Lucas. I really am. Because I think their goaltending is getting really exposed this year. Jason's here. Daytime stream. I thought it was tonight. Still have tonight, Jason, but I've been saying on this road trip, as soon as the Canucks win, I would do an impromptu stream. So here I am. I'm just trying to think of Tuesday night. Tuesday night, the game is at 5 Pacific. Oh, but I'm in a meeting until 8. So yeah, maybe Tuesday night. Well, we'll see. Arso, who'd you rather play, Hunt or Burrows? Because Boudreaux seems to prefer those guys. If I had to choose one of those two guys, oh man, I was yelling not at Burrows a lot. I actually play Hunt ahead of Burrows. I do. Yeah, Kel, it's gonna be a busy day, but I'm gonna crank some work and church workout in the time between this and my members chat tonight. But yeah, I like it. You guys are worth it for sure. TFK, Oilers is where the Canucks were 6 weeks ago. Players look like waiting for something to happen. Maybe if you jersey tossing will speed things up. Yeah, and fire. It's interesting because Ken Holland is he their GM or their president? He's president and GM. So it's interesting. You know how on December 4th, the game here, it was fire Benning. It wasn't fire Green, but Benning and Green were fired. Is it going to be fire Tippett or fire Holland or fire both? Interesting stuff. Lucas, heard DiPietro just got called up to the Tatsy squad. Yes. So Spencer Martin was backing up Demko today, and then you need another goalie on the Tatsy squad. Canucks fan Nahal, after 2-point game for Pettersson, do you think he will go off or does he still need improvement? Please respond. Happy to respond because it's a good question. I think both can happen. He still needs to improve, and this could be the start of his turnaround, which would be awesome. Which will be awesome. So I think both can happen. Fillmore, do you see that exciting game with the Sens being the Oilers? No, but I was following it on the app, and I saw some highlights today. I love how Josh Norris scored wearing someone else's helmet. That was pretty funny. How did the Oilers choke? Yeah, because they don't have good goaltending. Ryan, do you think Pettersson's old stick the reason for a slump? I don't know. I think when you're slumping, you can look for, not excuse, any reason though. Routine, stick, tape job, line mates, social media, whatever. I do think it was more mental than physical though. I think it was more confidence as opposed to his wrist. Elias, the Oilers have games in hand, but they play Panthers twice, Lightning, Predators, Capitals, and the Hurricanes. Nice, good. So basically what we just did. The Oilers experience expecting champions year after year, but failing to meet expectations. That's fair. Canucks Nahal, do you think Pettersson will have more confidence? Absolutely yes, Nahal. Lefty, just wondering, do you only do streams now if the Canucks win? Lefty, I'm going to be careful how I answer this because I saw your comment. No, I'm fine. I can handle myself. I did see your comment on Parker's message board. My bread and butter streams are Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. Sunday and Wednesday at 10 without fail, Friday night at 11. So 3 times a week I'm already streaming. So I'm not doing post-game streams, and I've never committed to post-game streams. I did that last year only because of COVID, because I wasn't bowling, I wasn't at church, no one was at games in person. Well, I got to go to one. You guys know that story. So I started off post-game live streams last year because everyone was at home, and even the home games that I would usually go to, I was not at. So that's why I did a post-game live stream for every game last season. Then I wanted to go back to a more regular streaming schedule, not do every game. So then Parker, not because of that, but I know Parker and I talked about it. And now he's doing post-game live streams now, which is awesome. And Parker does a really, really good job. However, I have said that, so these are basically bonus. They're additional. And I've said since the start of the road trip, as soon as the Canucks won, I would do an impromptu one. So that's my answer to you, Lefty. So it's not even do I just do streams when the Canucks win. I only do post-game live streams if, more importantly, my schedule allows and the Canucks win. Because I'm not going to do it if the schedule allows and the Canucks lose because of everything I just talked about 10 minutes ago. And oftentimes the schedule won't allow it given what I'm up to. So hope that answers your question. Thoughts on the Canucks Tiger jersey? High T, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Arso, thank you for the schedule. I appreciate that. Trevor, how long do you think Boudreau will keep Peter? I was thinking about something else, you guys. I know how to say his name. Pettersson on the wing for. Do you think he would wait until PD slump is done? If Boudreau likes Miller, yeah, that's a really good point. I think he's going to keep PD with Horvat. Then PD doesn't have to take draws. Then he can not carry the puck as much. I think not only was his shooting off, but his confidence handling the puck. The center usually handles the puck. The wingers are streaking and creating scoring chances. I think he'll be on the wing for a little bit, especially if Boudreau likes Miller and if Dickinson stays healthy. Because you can go Miller, Horvat, Dickinson, Lammikko down the middle. So I think he might be on the wing for the next little bit at least. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe you keep him there for a week or two, build up his confidence, and now you have even another option at center. And you kind of need him on the wing too. If guys like Garland are out, you lose depth pretty quickly on the wing where we have an abundance of riches in the middle. No thanks, Lefty. Reaction Club. Even though we lost the first 3 games, we weren't really outplayed. I agree. We just made some mistakes that led to goals. Do you think we still make the playoffs? Reaction Club, yes, we can make the playoffs, but it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult to make it. We're still very far behind despite how well we've played. I pegged it as we have to go 25. No, I was saying 28, 17, and 3. They've only knocked 1 win off. I went backwards. I said, so now they have to go 27, 14, and 3. No, that's right. Yeah. In the last 44 games, they still have to go 27, 14, and 3. So that's 27 wins, 17 losses, winning 2 out of every 3. That's pretty tough. Carol's nickname for me is Play because she does voice to text. And I said Clay or Play. I told Carol whatever she wants to call me, it's fine. Just don't call me late for dinner. I heard Sean Burke name. Yes, he's the 3rd name now. We've heard Patrick Alvin. We've heard Scott Mellenby. And now we've heard Sean Burke. Hello, Daniel, the BC hand dryer photographer. Very specific name, Daniel. I like it. Elias, do you think Rathbone should be called up now? Yes. Call him up. Call up him. I would love to see him in the lineup. Also, did you watch the Leafs? Sorry, reaction. Did you watch the Leafs game last night? 6-5 game-winning goal was the weakest and game-winning goal I've ever seen. Steve Dangle also said the same thing on Watch a Game with Dangle. Yeah, that Watch a Game with Dangle thing is pretty cool. Should I do a Watch a Game with Canuck Clay? You know, it's interesting. I think I would do fine. I'm not the best play-by-play guy, but I would be entertaining enough. I think my strength in something like this will be talking about the stuff that's happening on the ice, but commentating on it, not commentating the game, if that makes sense. Because I'm not rehearsed in play-by-play. I would just talk about what I see. But here's my theory. You guys have heard me say this before. I really do watch parties or watch a game with, because I think it takes away from your viewing experience. I really do. And I think it takes away from my viewing experience, honestly. I'd rather watch the game, study it, and then come here and be able to talk about it properly, as opposed to trying to call a game and then react. But would love your opinions on that too. And Reaction Club, to answer no, I did not see the game-winning goal. I'll have to look it up. Oh, yes, I did see the game-winning goal. It was not very good. Kai DiPietro's still young and got potential. I'm starting to get worried about his play. Missing all of last year really hurt his development. Yeah, and they talked about that at the intermission with both Seelovs and DiPietro. Neither of them really lighting it up this year in Abbotsford. Thanks, Arcel. Yes, Lefty, Pettersson, different. Wow, what a mood change from yesterday when he was getting a stick broken, then getting tripped by Anderson. By the way, you guys all saw that, right? He took a shot, stick broke, then he was kind of coasting around, and then Anderson stuck his. I actually think, I get Petey was frustrated, but if I broke my stick and the puck was still in the offensive zone, I think I would skate with a little more urgency, either get off the ice for a line change or get back to the bench to get a new stick. I'm not saying it was because of this, but because Petey, well, maybe I am saying this, because he was gliding behind the net, it just made it a lot worse. It didn't look like he cared, like he was checked out for that moment in time. And then when Anderson, who was trying to make a legit play for the puck, Petey went down pretty easy. And I think it's because he was checked out and he wasn't expecting to get tripped. But yeah, that was kind of strange. But to answer your question, Lefty, it was nice to see him smiling for sure. Fillmore, do you think Petey should do what Linden did and get someone to help him work on faceoffs? Yeah, why not? Why not? And however Horvat got better, I think he should do that too. Canucks Nahala, as Oilers are falling down the standings, will Canucks advance and get a wildcard spot? Nahala, I've talked about this before. It's not just catching the Oilers though. You have to catch everyone in the West, because I think the two wildcard spots are going to come from the Central. Colorado, Nashville, St. Louis, Minnesota, and Winnipeg. I think 5 teams from the Central are going to make it. So not only do you get to wildcard spot, you technically got to get to third in the Pacific. But let's say the Canucks do have to get to wildcard spot. It's not just beating Edmonton. You would have to pass 5 or 6 teams. Right now, the non-division leaders, so the wildcard teams are Minnesota, San Jose, Calgary, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Dallas. So there are 6 teams ahead of us for 2 spots. So we'd have to pass 5 of those teams. So it's not just passing the Oilers is my point. Debut Hunter, call up him. Arsenal, if the Canucks fall further down, do you think we turn into sellers at the deadline? I do think Rutherford is taking a hard look at this team, Arsenal. Yep. So they've always said that they're not going to make reactionary moves, which is good. Nahal says, do watch a game of Clay. Okay, we'll see. Looks like your NFL pool will be all right. 49ers up 10-0. Nice. Thank you, TFK Louie. I'm not the biggest NFL guy, so when I win these pools or do these pools, sometimes it's just fluke. Fantasy, I came in 5th, so I didn't finish in the top 4. I didn't make the playoffs. But we do a pick 'em pool as well, and I came in 2nd out of 20 people, which was pretty good. Debut Hunter, I'd love a live watch with Clay as a rare event. That's true. We could do it as a fun one. And yes, side commentary to the game, just like producer commentary on a film. Yes, I love that. Director's notes. And I get that Steve Dangle has a license with Sportsnet where he actually shows the game on his screen, right? Obviously, I couldn't do that because of copyright. So yours would be you staring at my good-looking face and watch. So you'd be staring at me, watching a screen, and then talking at you. So it's not as clean as what Dangle does, for sure. I don't even know what Aflac means. Women's Hoops. Mellenby, the guy who started the rat thing for the Panthers? Yes, that Mellenby. Arso, up to you, Clay. Personally, I don't watch anything during the game because it ruins the game a bit. And like you said, I like to analyze everything, but it could be fun for others. No, that's fair. Ducks are falling. They are. The Ducks are, what are they in their last 10? 2-6-2. Nice. Good. Trevor, do you think there is any player the Canucks would trade by the deadline? If so, who? The most talk has been around Tyler Mott, because he's a UFA after the season, $1.25 million, and you could actually get a decent return for him because he's going to help a playoff team. People talk about Myers, but I think that contract's probably immovable. Pearson's got a no trade. Halat's got a no trade. So there aren't a lot of options actually to trade. So maybe Mott, but maybe that's it. Mike, sorry I'm late. Just came back from church. No problem. That's a good reason to be late. I was at church earlier this morning. Okay, I think I've caught up. Let's go for 10 minutes more. If anyone, we're already at, this is fast. We're already at 45 minutes. Yeah, let's go for a few more minutes. If you have any other questions, I'll jump on them right away. Otherwise, we can wrap up soon. Any other questions or comments about this game? Also, Clay, did you hear about the Davies news? Thoughts on it? How do you think it'll result in poor results this window? Are we talking about Alphonso Davies? He's injured, right? What is the news? Alphonso Davies. Oh, diagnosed with myocarditis. How do you say this? Myocarditis? Oh, that's tough. Heart ailment is probably easier way to say it. Yes, that is very sad. Obviously, it hurts our team a little bit, but I don't know enough about Canadian men's soccer. But he's going to miss 3 qualifying matches. That is tough. That is tough. Yeah, it definitely hurts our team. Trevor, hope they don't trade Mott. Yeah, I like him a lot. Although you notice, and maybe this will be the thing. Have you noticed Mott never passes on a 2-on-1? He had that 2-on-1 in the third period. I said to my boys, I said, watch, he's going to shoot. And sure enough, he does. I don't know if you guys noticed. He never passes on a 2-on-1. We need to hit 580 to make a wildcard spot based on the Western Conference standings. Okay. 580. Yeah, I projected that as 94 points. Is that about 94 points, Debut Hunter? Riley, I feel like I'm slowly turning into the Aflac duck. I still don't know what an Aflac duck is, and I hope I'm not swearing when I say that. I always say that. He's going to miss the qualifying games. Dang. Yes, and Lamont never did look to pass. TFK Louis, are you disappointed with Dickinson so far? I think if I had a trade partner, we could shred him. Yeah, that's a $3 million contract. He has played a lot better since playing alongside Horvat, actually. And then they put him back at center when they moved Petey to the wing. Dickinson played really well yesterday with Podkolzin and Hoglander. And then actually Dickinson and Podkolzin's I meant to bring this up. Dickinson and Podkolzin's possession stats took a tumble yesterday. Maybe it was who they were matched up against, or maybe because Hoglander got taken off of their line. But I don't know if you noticed when the game was on the line at the end, Dickinson was back out there with Horvat as a shutdown pairing. I'm still willing to give him a bit more leeway. Joe says the Vax got him. FIFA players dropping like flies. I did not know that. Oh, debut at 95 points. Yeah, so 94, 95. I'm with you, Debut Hunter. Yeah, Arso, I hear you. You don't want to force a pass, but all the stats I've read saying it's much, even with the chance of a block pass, it's the percentage is way higher when you pass on a 2-on-1. The percentage is way higher to scoring when you pass on a 2-on-1. Yeah, Coach Rob, good question about Ali Mott for sure. Miss her. No problem, Trevor. Oh, Aflac's insurance company. Thank you. Matt, okay. Yeah, that's a United States thing, obviously. Would you trade 18 for cap reasons since he isn't scoring? Yeah, I still think he can be a big part of this team, but I think you have to look at anyone that doesn't have a no movement or is not part of your core. Canada won't make it out of the group. Canada's, well, let's worry about them qualifying first, Mike, for sure. Okay, guys, I think now's a good time to wrap up after a good 47 minutes in here. So thank you. A couple things that I'll draw your attention to real quick. I am live streaming at 10 p.m. tonight, so make sure you join me for that. That'll include Ask Me Anything. Speaking of Ask Me Anything, I'll record my Ask Me Anything vlogs I usually do for Sundays. I'll record those Sunday night tonight after my stream. So I'll post those tomorrow, one for everyone and one for members. And then franchise and up, our Zoom calls at 8:30. I put the link. Make sure you check out the link on my memberships tab. Once again, thank you moderators for your work. Thank you to my sponsors, Perform and Transform, Van City Experts, Gassy Jack Art, and Monkey 9 Brewing. And thanks to all of you for being here. I appreciate you. And thanks to all members for your support as well. We've added a couple members already this week. It'll be interesting to see if they're on the call at 8:30 tonight. So once again, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Like this video if you haven't liked this video already. Become a member or upgrade if you want to do that. And make sure, yeah, you can leave a comment below if you want, maybe. But I'm still going to record now my post-game vlog about it. So that'll be up in about 20 minutes, my post-game vlog. Then I'm going to take a break from some Canucks stuff, do some work, do some church stuff, and do some studying, and then be ready to go for my members at 8:30 tonight. Okay, friends, it was great. Thanks for being here today. Savor the Canucks win, the only game on the NHL schedule today. So we can say that the Vancouver Canucks were the only team that won today. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And I must say that the first rule of the passive aggressive club is, well, you know what? Never mind. It's fine. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.